and Sister Jane. Now I'm going to hand over to Sister Jane in a moment. She's going to speak to you about how she did that. But first of all, we're going to have the big reveal. You ready for this? All right, let's do the big reveal. Now I'm going to ask the leaders. Leaders are sitting in special chairs. Can I ask you to have a look under your chair? Some lucky leaders, there they go, they're looking. Some lucky leaders are going to actually have a little ticket where they're going to help with the big reveal. There should be 6 in total. How many have we got, Miss Barham? Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. We're going to have 3 on each side. And Miss Barham and Sister Jane are going to show you how we're going to do the big reveal. So you won the lottery there. Okay. Have you synchronised? Okay, here we go, girls. This is from you. For you, from you. There's about 100 of these.
It's like cost.
Jane's very, very relieved that the big reveal went off smoothly, and I can see that you really like what the final product is. But I'm going to hand over to Sister Jane to talk to you a little bit about her creativity, the process she went through. Thanks, Sister Jane.
Dorothy Day once said, "People say, what is the sense of our small effort? They cannot see that we must lay one brick at a time, take one step at a time." This artwork has been many steps and many bricks put together to create these whole pieces. It's a building that has been built by our community. And today, I thank you for allowing me to be your architect. It doesn't belong to me, it's ours. And the story of this artwork goes a little like this. About 7 or 8 months ago, Miss Archer and I were standing about there in the centre. We were looking up and she says to me, "Hey, you should create some artwork." Next slide. Yeah, I looked a little like that. I found myself being excited and terrified. And I temporarily sort of thought and blurted out, "Sure, sounds great." Oh God. So, yeah, that's what I did next. Prayer is always my first port of call. With prayer, I thought about my motivations. Who's this for? How will it serve God? And how will it serve our community? I realised that the community needed to be involved. And the process should really be driven by you, what you want. So I started with a Google survey, and it was done by all the homerooms. I talked to teachers, staff, and students. I reviewed all the data and what everybody had said, remembered all the conversations. And I started working on the hand sketches and piecing it all together and brainstorming how it might work. Mr. Bassett and Mr. Attard measured the spaces so I could work out what the dimensions were as well. And because so many people wanted to have dot patterns, based on an Aboriginal style artwork, I worked with our students of Aboriginal heritage to colour in the dot patterns. These were scanned and then converted into house colours. And a big thank you to those students who are really generous. And some also gave me their own artwork, which I worked into the big banners. And a special thank you to Sarah Kennedy, who I know is a real artist. Through all this, prayer was my guide. A way to check in, a way to make sure I was continuing to follow those motivations. Listening and creating, brick by brick, prayer by prayer. It was soon time to start putting my hand-drawn artwork into the computer and drawing digitally, including different versions, layers, colours, and styles. With prayer, it struck me also that it was important to honour and include the traditional owners of this land, and I figured that a translation of our motto was a good way to do this. So Miss McGinn helped and contacted Auntie Lynn Martin. Auntie Lynn Martin is from the Blue Mountains Darug people and has lived in the Bankstown area for the last 45 years. She is also the representative for the Bankstown AECG and a Bankstown community elder. She is working to ensure that the unique and diverse identity of Aboriginal students is recognised and valued. She was very generous, giving us the time and this translation. There's no Aboriginal word for armour, but we feel that this translation is the best fit, which means walk with me on path of sun. Seeing also that we have a wide variety of cultures at our school, it's really important for us to all have a voice. So the idea struck. What if we translate our house values and work them into the dot patterns? So I worked with Miss Nessa Dolce and our students to get translations of all our house values. I set up the outlines for the words, and then the house coordinators and Miss Barham worked with our students to colour in those translations. These were then scanned and worked into the artwork. All the while, Miss Archer, Mr. Marnie, our A team in the library, and many teachers gave me feedback along the way. Brick by brick, prayer by prayer. I persevered through many, oh God, moments. Found a printer that could print wide enough, got a test sample, asked for feedback, reprinted the test sample, and eventually the large banners were printed. Mr. Attard and Mr. Bassett have been creative and dedicated in hanging these for us too. It's not been possible for me to create this project on my own. Brick by brick, prayer by prayer, this is ours. And so I leave you in gratitude with the Spirit of Life, Mary McKillop, and our Holy Family in our midst. As our Aboriginal translation reminds us, may we be wrapped in God's light and walk on path of sun. Amen. Thank you.
Young women, what you have built here through the gifts of Sister Jane is a representation of what you value at MSJ. Inclusion, diversity, the seeking of the light of the Holy Spirit, and, as Mary understood, a realisation that we need to seek to understand the gift of the Indigenous imperative for connection with each other and our land. As I mentioned to you before, I see a school of women that is a representation of what the world can be in the future. A country where women are confident in shining their light and dedicated to listening to each other and caring for